Greetings. This is Paul the Poke from PaulthePoke.com. Today's topic: wars and rumors of wars. We are August 2nd, 2022, and Jesus said, and you will hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not alarmed, for this must take place, but the end is not yet. For nation will rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be famines and earthquakes in various places. All these are but the beginning of birth pangs. So, okay, we clearly got wars and rumors of wars, and I just thought, I'm going to take an inventory. What's going on planet Earth? And we'll start with China, Taiwan, and the United States. Now, I just pulled these things, some of them provided some clips and links from articles, Twitter, tweets. For those of you interested in some Chinese propaganda, disclose.tv. We'll click on this. I don't think we're going to get any sound. I'm going to just give you an idea. I don't know that we're going to do a whole lot of this. 2.8 million. They got some good scary music. They've upped their game with their propaganda. Got some shadows and missiles, and they're working their ways through the jungles and forests and helicopters and planes and fighter jets, troops, marching, amphibious, underwater. You get the picture. I mean, they can do it all over there in China. 2.8 million views. I'm not going to spare you guys a whole lot more. There's about 3 minutes of this stuff. But this is what's coming out of China. All this was released as Nancy Pelosi announced she was headed to Taiwan. She did land. There's San Fran Nan. Photo compliments of the South China Morning Post. So we got those issues. Now, they have vowed some sort of military response at some point in the future. I do know the folks in Taiwan, their government sites were under computer hacks. So a lot of their websites related to Taiwanese government was shut down today. I don't think we've heard the last of that. This is probably just getting started. Hezbollah and Israel. This has to do with the disputed waters off the coast of both Lebanon and Israel. Specifically, the Karish gas field. Hezbollah group threatened Israel that drilling at the Karish gas field could result in war. Israel and Lebanon are in a years-long dispute over the demarcation of their territorial waters in the Mediterranean. Now, mind you, Lebanon could have cared less until they found oil and gas out there. Now they care. Israel has already warned early that any damage to the drilling rig in Karish will result in an immediate reaction. And I know, the drilling rig that was sent out there had a naval convoy to make sure that it made it okay. And those highlights were taken from the link provided below at oilprice.com. Energy, natural gas. Hezbollah threatens Israel with war over disputed gas field. And again, mind you, that was never in dispute until, gas out there. We could make a buck or two. Russia and Ukraine continue. This has been going on since what now? February. Institute the Study of War provided their latest update. ISW assesses that Russian forces were responsible for the July 28 attack on the Olnivka prison that killed 53 Ukrainian POWs. Russian forces are reportedly moving more troops from the northern Donetsk Oblast to support defense positions in southern Ukraine. And here's some just different maps provided by ISW in regards to, what's under control. It really looks like there's only 2 regions of control under Russian control. Here's the Crimea, and then Donetsk and Luhansk. The rest of this seems to be continued to be disputed. I'm seeing all kinds of rumors on both sides. Both sides are saying the other's about to run out of ammo. I don't know what's the reality of that or not, but a lot of propaganda on both sides in the ongoing. That's actually, well, I know Putin calls that a special military something project. He didn't call it a war. He avoided that term, but nonetheless, it's a military conflict. Kosovo and Serbia. Now, this is something that's picked up since Sunday over the weekend. Serbia Kosovo tensions. NATO is prepared to intervene, and this is a press release from NATO. NATO is prepared to intervene if stability is jeopardized in the north of Kosovo. Pristina, this is a city. The overall security situation in the northern municipalities of Kosovo is tense. NATO-led KFOR mission is monitoring closely and is prepared to intervene if stability is jeopardized in accordance with its mandate coming from UNSC Resolution 1244 of 1999. NATO-led mission is fully focused on daily implementation of its UN mandate to ensure a safe and secure environment and freedom of movement for all people of Kosovo. KFR maintains a visible and agile posture on the ground, and the commander is in contact with all of his main interlocutors, including the representatives of the Kosovo Security Organization and the Serbian Chief of Defense. Now, this is important because NATO is showing Russia, hey, we will step in on behalf of our member nations and defend them. So there's these two are actually looking like pawns in the situation, and effectively a message is being sent to Putin. Hey, look here, NATO will step in on behalf of one of its member nations. NATO also continues to fully support the normalization process between Pristina and Belgrade through the EU-facilitated dialogue and calls all parties to continue the negotiations. Important that this continues. Crucial for regional peace and security. Yep, let's get that in. Peace and security. Everything's about peace and security these days. There will be no real prospects for a better future in the Balkans without full respect for human rights, democratic values, rule of law, domestic reforms, and good neighborly relations. Constructive dialogue is key for regional stability. KFOR will take whatever measures are necessary to keep a safe and secure environment in Kosovo at all times in line with its UN mandate. So there we go. NATO stepping it up for Kosovo in the name of peace and security. It's great. We've heard that quoted by the Apostle Paul when they discuss peace and security. Not good. It's time to get nervous. Iran is threatening New York City. Going to turn New York City into hellish ruins with a bunch of nuclear weapons. Here are the fine folks in Iran checking out some nuclear equipment. They're ramping up activity. Turn these things into nuclear missiles and hit New York City. Azerbaijan and Armenia are stepping up and on the move. I believe, both sides are sending equipment to the border. They had a little flare up about a year ago. Russians stepped in the name of peace to help calm that down for the moment. So that's interesting. You have Russia actually on the side of Armenia, and then you got with Azerbaijan, you have some Muslim proxies in Iran and Turkey. Now, mind you, Ezekiel 38:39 says Turkey, Russia, and Iran are going to be buddies. Crazy stuff. You got left hand fighting the right hand and not knowing what's going on. And we also have Iraq on the verge of another civil war. Protesters in Baghdad have stormed into Iraq's parliament inside the Green Zone, biggest demonstration since 2020. Mostly followers of Shia cleric, Muqtada, Sauter. So this would be in line with the Iranian Shia. And again, it's Iran, you say Iran, I say Iran's desired goal to have a Shia corridor to control the flow of gas and oil from Iran to the Mediterranean Sea to allow easier distribution without going through the Persian Gulf, around the Arabian Peninsula, and up through the Suez Canal, the Red Sea side. So, if they can control the oil flow with pipes, it's faster, cheaper, and easier to distribute oil and gas from east to west instead of by ship and around the Arabian Peninsula up through the Suez Canal. North Korea and the United States and South Korea. Chairman Kim had a little military party over the weekend showing off his hardware, and he's declared he will nuke South Korea and the United States. He's ready to get them. So nice big screen TVs. See the man talking. Everybody's dressed up for the occasion. Got the spotlights on, looking good. You can check out links at dailymail.co.uk. Kim Jong-un threatens to use nukes amid tensions, U.S.-South Korea. From CBS News, Kim Jong-un threatens to use nukes amid tensions with U.S.-South Korea. And of course, we have the Syrian civil war, which has been going on since 2011. And that's one thing, the burden of Damascus that Isaiah talks about. I was kind of always under the impression that would be an immediate one-day situation where that place just gets pulverized, and that may still yet happen. But you look at what's going on in Damascus over the course of the last 11 years, there's a whole lot of that place that's not livable. And it's a mess. And that's one of Damascus' biggest claims to fame, is they are the longest continuously inhabited city on the planet. Now, clearly, people are still living there. Millions have been displaced from Syria. Obviously, some of those from Damascus. But a lot of that city's been turned to rubble and powder. And plenty of pictures to choose from, just like this one. But an example of what's going on. And again, this is just something, this list took, 5 minutes to compose, and I'm sure I'm missing some others. I know Sudan is in constant turmoil. Libya is in turmoil with some civil war type activities in those two countries. I know the list goes on and on. You got countries in South America, Central America having some issues. But that's just kind of a little bit of what's going on here on planet Earth. We are early August 2022. I expect things to kind of ratchet up. We're getting close to 9th of Av this weekend. Dark day for Israeli history, Jewish history. And then we got Teshuvah, the 40-day period, call to repent, return to God, which leads us into the fall feasts, Rosh Hashanah, Civil New Year, and Day of Atonement and Tabernacles to close out the fall feasts. And anybody who follows this channel and follows God's calendar closely, big ticket items tend to happen on his prophetic feast days. So anyway, hope you find this interesting. If you do, please feel free to share with others at PaulthePoke.com. If you're not a subscriber, you can type your email address here. Hit subscribe. You'll receive a notification every time we put something out. News flow should be picking up. We're putting stuff out, depending on the cycle of news, 3 to 5 times per week. And then also we have lists of categories of different topics that we've written on over the last 12 years. So Appreciate the time. Wish you all the best. Thanks for tuning in. Take care. Bye.